Today I'm going to tell you just briefly about what has been happening. So we've been to this conference last month, SCR conference. Probably some of us here in this room did go to that conference and would know what I'm going to present about. So due to the everyone knows that we're losing a pristine environment, degraded land, climate is changing, and all those stories. So the UN has finally decided to make 2021 to 2030 a decade of restoration, of which I'm sure, like not that I'm sure, all of us are contributing to that. So this is a led multi-stakeholder initiative. It is led by the United Nations Environment and Food and Agriculture Organizations. So they partnered, the Food and Agriculture Organizations came in because of the UN decade on family farming, where they focus mostly on farming. So that decade starts this year and it ends in 2028. So that's 10 years, yeah. It ends in 2028. So from that, they found out that the current loss of the ecosystem globally is estimated to be 10%, which that will increase poverty, obviously, and it will increase hunger, particularly to those countries that are impoverished. So after they found out that this is going to carry on, the system services are going to continue degrading, and we won't be having, they won't be able to sustain us due to the population growth by providing us fresh water, regulating climate, supporting us in terms of carbon sequestration, and also cultural and aesthetics value. So the Bond Challenge, which was launched in 2011 by the government of Germany, the IUCN, and the GIZ. Sorry, I can't pronounce that name, but it's GIZ, because I think it's French or France. Yeah. So under that challenge, they've dedicated to restore or recover 350 million hectares of ecosystems. Just to be specific, it's not forest ecosystems, it's just all the ecosystems. It could be a landscape, so particularly it's a landscape approach where you've got different multi-stakeholders, your community members, organizations, private sectors, NGOs as wildlands and government institutions, and as natural environmental affairs and as Emvelo. So under that 350 million hectares, Africa sorry, I'm nervous. So Africa has committed, Africa has committed to restore 100 hectares of the 350 million hectares, but that is by 2030. So at the current moment, we by 2020, I think we should have restored about 250 million of the 350 million hectares in Africa, but so I don't know how far we are with that. So Africa is committed the 100 million hectares, which of 3.6 million is here in South Africa. So this is in line with the SDG goals. Probably it covers most of them: clean water, health and environment, all the SDGs. I'm sure we know all of them. So with this slide, I'm just going to present what is wildlands contributing towards the Africa 100 million hectares of land to be recovered. So these are just the project sites that we have as wildlands, and they cover about, I'm excluding Somkanda, Pegula Chanini, and the other areas, but these areas, they cover about 8,000 hectares of land in South Africa. So the 100 million, we still need organizations to work together so that we can achieve the 3.6 million. I'm just going to touch on the project that touched me personally. So this one is Fencliff Nature Reserve. It's located down here in Maritzburg. It has been over-infested with alien plants and there has been neglect. And it's one of the head catchments of it fits onto the Msunduzi, which ultimately fits onto the Mgeni. We've got wetlands, we've got, so it's a mosaic ecosystem. We've got wetlands, we've got grasslands, we've got a municipal forest. So in that way, it means it has many ecosystem services. It provides water, it acts as a carbon sequestration for the city. They've also named it a green lung of Msunduzi, but I'm not sure if everyone agrees. Yeah, so so this is the current status of the reserve. So there's no formal proclamation. So probably we will need guys who are more informative about the proclamation process to come on board. So there's no proper management. It's over-infested with alien plants. So we've got a newly formed partnership between Wildlands, the Msunduzi Municipality, ATIA, AROCHA, Africa Enterprise, DACT, and the Department of Environmental Affairs to invest just a small portion of the money on the reserve, just to see what's happening. Also, there's also a forest restoration research by UKZN. So what they're doing is that they've got 12 plots, and they've divided them into four plots. Then on those 4 plots, they've cleared 100% and planted indigenous trees. On the other 4 plots, they've cleared 50%, and the other plot they've cleared nothing, then planted. So they just want to check the successional growth and regeneration of the indigenous trees without clearing. So this is this, as we can see here, this is the forest, but you can't recognize it because it's covered by buckweed, and you also have so these are the wetlands I was talking about, but at the background you can see it's covered by buckweed, and this is eucalyptus. You can see the eucalyptus species. There's inkberry, Canna indica, Acheratum, all the species you can think of. And the Msunduzi municipality is just so they are managing a forest plantation just neighboring the reserve, and there's no management or any funding being provided by them to help restore this natural forest. Also, you can see the orange color here. It's a reflection of the sun from buckweed. So this is what we'd like to achieve, to contribute on the UN decade, as I've mentioned what it's all about. Have a management strategy aligned with the Msunduzi, collaborating with all stakeholders, everyone we need on board, increase ecosystem service production areas, promote research, and improve we want it to be home of the podocarpus, like Mbendle Forest and Yopolo, Amaruta, and all those forests. So this is the second project that touches me personally. It's located in the Eastern Cape, Mgazana Estuary. I've been seeing a presentation, the entire conference, but no one has spoken about this parts of the area in South Africa, because normally when I go down there, I normally see some tiger sharks and normally dolphins, but I've never seen any whales, of which I think we also need an ocean steward or something like that in these parts of the world. And also, so it's a mangrove forest. It's threatened, we know. It's located in the rural area of Mgazana. There's also sand mining on this portion of land. And it's a St. John, it's a pristine St. John's, it's a rare grassland. I'm not good with grasses, so it's just a grassland, but it's rare. And there's a sand mining just where I've pointed now, here. It's a big scar of sand mining in this part and the other portion. So the communities are trying to get the people that are doing sand mining to stop, but it's difficult because it's a mafia industry and people get killed and stuff. So, no, I'm serious. People get killed, and the community. The other time we left the meeting, no one was talking to each other because of this. And the mangroves, they're cutting it down at an alarming rate. I don't know if I have the picture. Oh, yeah, there we go. I think you can see much better. So we've tried to plant. So this is the mangrove. I took this picture. I was standing on top of this grassland. So this is the mangrove. We can see the scar over there. And people are just continuing chopping down the mangroves. And also now what we've seen is that the cows, because of the drought, at some point, they become they just go down and graze. So now they are saline tolerant, which means they can eat something that with salt, which becomes very difficult because we don't have any field rangers, we don't have anyone guarding the mangroves. We've tried to plant with no success, so we need some help. Yeah. Okay, just to add on countries that are involved in the Africa 100 million hectares. So we've got Malawi, which has contributed, which will contribute 4.5 million hectares. Obviously, South Africa is 3.6 million hectares. We've got Cameroon, 12 million hectares. We've got Rwanda, 2 million hectares. Madagascar, 4 million hectares. Mauritius, 1 million hectare. And so this Afri 100 was the year committed was in 2017, and the priority intervention from the Africa 100 was to increase water retention and landscape stability. So that would be your erosion, so your donga rehabilitation, siltation, and all the stuff. Then clearing the sparse and dense invasive of alien plants. So Fencliff, I was showing you, it's one of the examples of clearing of dense and of dense stems of invasive alien plants, and also it produces water. That's the most important thing. Revegetation, so that's planting your trees, planting your grass, stabilizing tongas, soil and tonga rehabilitation, additional intervention to be determined through the restoration opportunity assessment. So in terms of aligning it with domestic targets, so we've got a 2030 Sustainable Development Goal, land degradation neutrality targets, also the environmental program supported by DIA. They also are domestic targets which will need to fit in the 100 million hectares that needs to be restored by 2030. Then the assistance that has been requested from Afri 100 is technical support, but we've got an organization called SER. I think that's the web. You can go to this web. You're going to find more information. Also, this is Africa, then the United Nations Water. So the funding, we'll need the funding, definitely. And so the private sector has contributed to help us with about 481 million in the next 10 years, but starting from 2021, not next year. And globally, it's 1 billion that will be invested in this UN decade. So there's a lot of money, there's a lot of work. Just one person needs to find right channels. So I think I'm finished now. Just want to leave you with my quote, personal quote. Let us love to live and live to love the environment. Thank you.